Hello everyone, and welcome back to my chatty, sassy channel here on YouTube, where we talk about all things luxury, be it luxury fashion, luxury travel, or life's luxuries in general. Today I'm doing a tag video, which is the bag that I would keep if I could only keep one bag from every brand that I own. Now, I have quite a few bags where I only have one from each brand, so I have grouped those together into one category, and then I'm also adding a category of one bag that I would add from a brand that I do not have in my collection. This tag was initially started by Jerusha Couture. I have seen Amelia Rose's video on this. Both of those videos will be linked down below, but let's kick it off with one of my favorite brands across all different luxury houses, and that is going to be YSL. Now, surprisingly to myself, my husband, my SA, we've come to realize that I only have two true bags from YSL. We have a lot of ready to wear from YSL, but I only have two true bags, and that is my gorgeous lizard bag, which I dearly, dearly love. My most expensive bag. It's my most expensive luxury anything that I own. The only things that are more expensive than this that my husband and I have are possibly his love bracelet, although I think they were around the same cost, our cars, and property. So everything else, this is the most expensive thing that we've ever bought. And I love this bag, and I don't baby this bag. Okay, I take good care of this bag because it's very expensive, but I don't baby it. It's like whenever I'm taking this to teach, I'll put my expo markers in here. I've put snacks in here. I've put a bottle of water in here. So like, I use this bag. I genuinely use this bag, and I love this bag. The other bag that I have is my most worn bag, or at least what I think is probably my most worn bag. And that is my YSL Loop camera bag. It has the back pocket on the back. Both of these two bags are absolute favorite bags in my collection. They're definitely in my top 5, without question. They are in my husband's top 3. He loves both of these. These are probably his 2 favorite bags in my collection. And this is definitely the hardest one to decide between. But when I am thinking about only being able to keep one bag from each thing that I own, this bag is just so practical that I can't not keep this bag. I mean, I wear this one all the time. I wear it in the rain. I wear it in the snow. I wear it traveling. It's such a great bag. And I wear so much black that I think that this one has to be the one that stays because it's just so usable. Now, from the hardest one for me to decide between, I'm now going to move to the easiest one for me to pick of bags that I have multiple ones in. And we have from Louis Vuitton my Neverfull, which is sentimental because this was given to me by a very dear friend. It was her bag, and she gave it to me on the last day that I was taking my CPA exam. And then we have my Clooney BB, which I love and is super fun. And then we also have my very first ever luxury bag, which is my Palace BB. And so this was not just my very first luxury bag, it was also my college graduation gift from my grandmother. And so again, a lot of sentimentality in this one. And when I think about these bags, when I think about using them, when I think about carrying them, this one's the bag that I got because it could do everything for me. I could take the strap off, wear it in the evening if I needed to. It went with brown and black. But I now have a lot more in my collection. Even going down to just one from each brand, I have a lot more in my collection. This bag, while I absolutely love, I am hesitant to use this one now because it's got so much monogram on it. It's a style that I love, and I love the style so much that I carry it in spite of the monogram. And then we have my Neverfull, which is the bag that I would keep because this is my favorite bag to travel with as far as going on the plane with me. It's super usable for work. It has sentimentality attached to it. It's functional, and it's one of my most used bags because I do use this bag a lot. Anytime that I'm traveling, anytime that I'm going to the office, sometimes when I'm going to teach, like this bag comes with me a lot, and it's so usable, and I have nothing else that serves this function in my collection, that this would have to be the bag that I keep. And honestly, out of my bags, if all my bags were suddenly gone, this would be one of the first bags that I would replace along with my Lou camera bag. Now, another brand that I have multiples of is Chanel. So I have 2 Chanel bags. Both are pre-loved Chanel. I hated Chanel. I said that I would never get Chanel. And then last year I got 2 Chanel bags. And I love both of these Chanel bags. And it's made me reevaluate my position on Chanel. Not enough to buy new from store, but it's made me reevaluate my position on Chanel. And I would love to have more of these bags in colors, but that's not what this tag is. So the first one is my red wallet on chain, which I got up in New York with the girls on the trip last year to Fashion File. Such a usable bag. I used this one a lot. The last time that I actually traveled, this was the bag that I took with me because I was flying up to visit family, and I really just want something that was going to be super easy that I could throw on. We were going to a basketball game, and so this was the bag that I took, and it's amazing. And I love this bag, and it's so pretty. I mean, look at how beautiful that shine is on this bag, and it's still like 6 or 7 years old. The other bag that I have is over 30 years old. In fact, I think it's more like 35 years old. And it is my very beautiful beige vintage small classic flap. This was a dream bag for me. When I was starting out my luxury collection, bags that I really wanted to have, I wanted to have a Lady Dior, I wanted to have a Louis Vuitton bag, and I wanted to have a beige classic flap. And I have the beige small classic flap. And this is also a bag that I share with my mother, so she and I went halvesies on it. She doesn't particularly like to carry this bag, which is why it lives with me, because I love carrying this bag. I had always thought this was not going to be a very usable bag, and then I got mine, and turns out I use it a lot, and I really genuinely love this bag. My husband hates this bag. He's meh on this bag. So when I look at these two, it's really hard to pick, but it's really hard when you have 2. You know what, I'm gonna decide on these 2 at the end based on the other things that I pick. Now, the brand that I have the most bags from is Strathberry. Technically I have 8 bags. I have 7 here because one of them is already up for sale, but I have a lot of Strathberry bags. So I have 3 East-West, my mini, which is one of a kind in the purple silk, my tricolor in the navy, tan, and cream, which is one of my husband's favorite bags. This one, I love the style, but the tricolor for me is harder to style than I thought it would be. So whenever I get a navy Lady Dior, this one's going to go. So you already know this one's out of contention. Then we have this one, which is one of my most worn bags. This is a bag that I take a lot of times when I'm in a professional scenario and I'm not carrying a black bag. If I'm in a professional event and I'm carrying a black bag, I'm probably carrying my Lizard YSL. But when I'm not wearing black, and a lot of times I don't wear black, a lot of times I'm in gray or navy or tan, this is the bag that I take because it's beautiful, it's striking, it's stunning, but it's not an overly priced luxury item. So it's a very affordable, beautiful piece to bring. It's also my most complimented bag in my collection. So this one's in contention for Strathberry. Then I have 2 other mock croc pieces. I have my Stylist, which this was really my like black evening clutch once I started getting a few more bags. And I do really like this bag because it actually holds way more than you would think it would. It looks like it doesn't hold a lot, it holds a ton. But then I also have this one, and this is another one that is one of my absolute favorites. It's another one-of-a-kind bag. I've had a lot of people ask me about this style. They never made this style, and so it's very special because of that, because it is a one-of-one piece, and it's so unique and so functional, and I really love this one. It's in the running. And the other 2 bags I have that are not in the running are my beautiful bucket bag. So this was actually a Sex and the City collab, and they did this with Sarah Jessica Parker, and it is a beautiful red. It is a beautiful style bucket bag because it's a narrow bucket bag, so it fits really well in your profile. This one is not in contention because of the fact that it has an open top, and I've currently got it stuffed, but it has an open top, and so for security purposes, that just makes me a little bit nervous. I love this bag, but I don't really use it that much because I'm always concerned about security, and so for that reason, this one I'm also potentially considering selling. And then this little bag has not gotten used yet, so that's why it is not in contention, because I still haven't used it since it would really just be spring summer. So for Strathberry, that brings us down to two, one of my most used, or a really, really beautiful evening bag. And I think I've got to go with this one. And this one is so unique that I would hate to lose it, but it can be a little bit finicky and it doesn't hold much. This is a great bag that I can wear every day, day to night, wear in all sorts of different situations. So I think that for that reason, it has to stay. And because this one is staying with a very similar profile to this, unfortunately, this is the one that would have to go. I would send it to my mother so that it's still around and it's still alive in my family, and I would eventually one day get it back. And then this is the Chanel bag that I would then keep, because I can turn this into a wristlet, I can turn it into a shoulder bag, I can use it in very, very small situations. So I'm keeping this one. Now for the category of bags that I only have one of from each brand, I'm only going to keep one of these. And the first bag is this one from Coach. So nothing against Coach, it's just a briefcase. I don't really use it. I've used it only like a couple of times. I've used it maybe, I think, 4 times. So it would not be the one that gets kept. If I could only keep one of these, this is a great beach bag, but it's a beach bag. I can have a regular beach bag. This demier is such a unique shape, and I really love the shape, and I do enjoy this one, but it's kind of fiddly on the clasp. So for that reason, it's not going to be the one to stay. And then this pink one, it's great for all weather. And I don't have a super awesome all-weather bag in this collection, but it's kind of annoying to use because it's so wide on the side, even though it's really pretty with the color. But for that reason, this one has to go away. So then we get down to 2, and it becomes very hard with these 2, because this one is my gorgeous yellow Fendi bag, and I love this Fendi chain baguette. I would love actually to have a couple more Fendi chain baguettes. I would probably love to have the purple that was the Skims collab, and I would also really love to have a denim in this, and I'd really like to have a shearling in this. Like, I could easily see myself having 4 of these bags. I love using this bag. But the other bag that I love, that is one of my absolute favorite bags in my collection, that I just don't see how I could ever part with, is my vintage Lady Dior. This bag is so just beautiful, and it's even unique for a Lady Dior because it's smooth leather, and it's just, I love this bag. I love this bag with everything in me, and because I'm not keeping another brown bag, it has to be this one. The other thing is, if this was the only bag from Fendi that I was going to have for the rest of my life, it's yellow, and eventually it will get dirty, and eventually it will be worn out. This bag is going to live forever, and so this is the one that I would be keeping. So there are the 5 bags that I would keep from my collection if I could only keep one from each brand. But because of the fact that I grouped all of my one brand bags together, the bag that I would actually bring in from a brand that I don't have is that I would bring in a Prada Saffiano leather re-edition in this wave blue color. This is a bag that's on my wish list for the year, and it gives me an all-weather option that I don't really have in the rest of this collection. It gives me a bright color, and it also gives me something that's just a different shape. And so those would be the 6 bags that I would have if I could only have 6 from what I currently have, plus 1 that I don't. So with that, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you are a creator and have a YouTube channel, make sure to do this tag because it's a lot of fun. It's open to anybody. So I'm tagging any creator who hasn't been tagged to do this. And with that, I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye.